Hi, and welcome to my session, Dynamics 365 Human Resources and Business Continuity. What I've planned for today's session is to start with my introduction, go through the functional overview of Dynamics 365 Human Resources and how it aligns with overall Microsoft Business Applications and Power Platform architecture. Then we talk briefly about the new normal and impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. After that, we move into Microsoft digital feedback loop and how Dynamics 365 Human Resources can support business continuity. We end the session with key takeaways. The target audience of my session are Dynamics 365 consultants, IT and enterprise architects, Power Platform pros, HR pros and analysts, HR directors and CIOs. Goals of the session are to share the knowledge, create awareness of Dynamics 365 human resource capabilities, highlight how a digital HR platform like D365 HR can support a global organization, achieve better business continuity and resilience in the current times. A very quick introduction about me. I am Kamal. I work as a lead consultant at ForVision, focused on digital HR transformation projects. I'm living in the Netherlands, but originally from India. I'm a Microsoft certified solutions architect and a Microsoft certified trainer. A quick disclaimer from my end that all the views that are expressed in my session reflect my own and not the official policy or position of any agency or organization I've worked with or will be working with in the future. And all views are subject to change based on what we learn as we progress. Let's dive into the first topic, Dynamics 365 Human Resources Functional Overview. What we see on screen now is a quick highlight of HR process where, for example, Hogwarts Manufacturing is a company which has got a new project to deliver. And we see in the next step that there are managers and team leads in the organization who notice that there is a need for new employees in the organization to be able to meet the demand. They reach out to the HR team for requesting new employees, and HR team accepts job requisitions and go into candidate sourcing websites or sources like LinkedIn and conduct the recruitment process, which ends up with the new employee being hired into the organization. Once the new employee is hired into the organization, the employee life cycle kicks in, where the employee's vacation or performance or sickness or time and many other aspects are managed within the company, and eventually the employees leave the organization or retire from the organization. At a high level, there are many capabilities that are available in Dynamics 365 Human Resources and also the new integrated platform from LinkedIn Talent Solutions that support the employee life cycle in this manner. What we have in this slide is about different functional areas of Dynamics 365 Human Resources that help us with all the functionalities needed to manage employee life cycle. Organization administration focuses on managing the global company structure or jobs and positions. Personal management is all about employee information and employee life cycle within the company. Compensation management helps us with managing fixed and variable compensation of employees. Employee self-service is something we will have a deep dive in the later part of the session. In the next slide, what we see is employee development, which helps us manage performance, skills, and goals of employees. Leave and absence capabilities have extended support for localized requirements and helps HR pros track employee sickness and analyze data for compliance and reporting. Benefits management has capabilities such as employee self-service shopping cart experience and managing complex bundle benefits and eligibility rules to ease benefits processing. Learning is all about administering learning courses and also some capability to enable employees to self-enroll into courses that are available within the organization. Next topic is about how Dynamics 365 Human Resources align with the rest of the application stack and Power Platform. This slide provides an overview of Microsoft Business Application Stack and how it works together, and also with Power Platform, which is Power BI, Power Automate, and Power Apps. What we see here are the finance and operations applications, human resources, supply chain management, finance, project service automation, working together with the customer engagement applications, customer services, field service, marketing, sales, business central, and commerce. Also, there are improved capabilities in the area of artificial intelligence with the latest insights capability and mixed reality such as guides. Eventually, all of these applications help with better user adoption and seamlessly integrated experience along with Power Platform using Power Apps or Power BI or Power Automate. The next topic is about new normal, in essence with the impacts from COVID-19 pandemic. The way we do business is rapidly changing with more virtual living by embracing mobile and digital technologies. There is more focus on employee well-being and new ways to be engaged with employees. Establishing stable business continuity and supporting it with technology will help businesses navigate into a more predictable future. In order to support that, Microsoft has a concept called digital feedback loop. All business applications are based on a concept called digital feedback loop with data at the center of everything. Data is captured from all aspects of the business operations. All this data is fed into the intelligence layer of the business applications to predict what the end customers may need and understand how to achieve that result. Also, to be able to predict the financial, human, and operational aspects of the business and drive business decisions based on the data and move away from reactive decision making into proactive decision making. So what we notice here is the end point where we have the data analyzed coming out of the business applications and the rest of the application stack and helping customers with better decision-making capability. With the background of this, we entered the core topic of the session, Dynamics 365 HR and Business Continuity. In this part of the session, we look at some features of Dynamics 365 HR, which supports an organization's resilience and business continuity in the current times. The content will explore the impacts on the different personas as illustrated here, which are employees, managers, HR pros, HR business champions, and executive office of controllers. The first aspect of business continuity we have is employee self-service. What we will do is we will quickly go through the application first and then come back for a quick review of the capabilities. What we are seeing now is the landing page of Dynamics 365 Human Resources, and we have different workspaces here, which are benefits management, employee self-service, organization administration, personal management, etc. We will navigate into employee self-service now. As an employee comes into employee self-service workspace, the first thing he notices is the department he's working for and the position title that he's hired into. The next aspect he can see is edit personal details, and clicked into, as an employee, I can navigate into addresses, my home address or the office address, the contact details, my work phone or the email address, etc. My personal contacts. Here I have the capability to define a specific personal contact as an emergency contact or beneficiary or dependent. And the next tab is about identification numbers, which lists all the ID numbers that I've stored in the application. And the next tab is the payment method, which stores the information of my bank account. And the last tab is the image, where I can upload my own image that is visible in self-service and the rest of the application. On the workspace, we have different sections. The first section is a summary section where an employee can check all the workflow approvals that are triggered that needs to be approved from him. And there's a questionnaire tile which can be used to fill in the questionnaires that are assigned to the employee. Questionnaires is a functionality that can be used to gather information from all the employees by triggering a feedback questionnaire, for example. The next tile we have is company directory, which lists all the employees within the organization and their contact information. And the next tile is team absence calendar, which is the latest enhancement from Microsoft that shows the information of all the employees within the employees team and their leave requests. The next section, what we see here is my career information, which has information about different aspects of the employee lifecycle. The first tile, what we see here is about leave and absence. As an employee, I can see the latest balances available and also request for time off. When I request for time off, I have to select the leave type that I need the time off for and the dates. And I can see the balance being consumed and submit a leave request for approval. The tasks tile lists all the checklist tasks that are assigned to me for completion. And I can notice which are the overdue tasks that need to be completed as soon as possible. And also the tasks that are due today. The next tile is about course management, from where I can look at all the open courses that are published within the organization and enroll into them if needed. The next tile is about certificates. This lists all the certificates that are expired or that are nearing expiration. And also I can view all the certificates that are stored against my employee record. As an employee, I am empowered to check the information that is getting expired and take action based on that. The next tile is about performance reviews, in which I can view all the performance reviews that are assigned to me and take action when needed. I see different type of performance reviews here, and I can initiate a discussion or start the performance review on the system and send it to my manager. The next aspect I see is the performance goals tiles, in which I can quickly view how many goals are not started, how many are on track, and how many needs improvement. And I can also go into the details of the same. The next tile is about skills. The critical aspect of this is that I have, as an employee, I have the capability to view all the skills and the current level of expertise in the skills. And I can also update them when I have improved in a particular skill. What we see here is the compensation tile, which shows the compensation only on clicking the show icon. It's secure by default, but it can be viewed when we click on the show icon here. I can see my latest salary and the last increment amount. The last aspect I want to highlight is the benefits of self-service capability, in which we have a shopping cart experience available for employees, where employees can select certain benefit and options and view the cart and close the transaction for enrollment specifically. So this is a quick overview of employee self-service. One more feature that can be helpful is sending a feedback, for example. So I, as an employee, can select another colleague in my team or who is part of the company and share a feedback. So this can be helpful for capturing 360-degree feedback within the organization. Just a quick overview of the capabilities: updating personal information, submitting leave requests, view compensation, manage performance goals, benefit self-service, team absence calendar, and company directory. We go to the next topic, manager self-service. In the same way, we will have a look at the capability on the system. Again, I'm navigating to employee self-service workspace. And we have a specific tab called My Team for managers to look at manager self-service. Again, the information is organized in different sections. The first section is the summary section, where we have a set of tiles. One of the tile is pending time off request from my team, which will help the manager to navigate for approval process of the leave request from the team. Team skills assessment, skill gap analysis is focused on skill-based analysis by the manager. For example, when I do a skill gap analysis for one of my team members and compare with a job called account manager, the system will help me analyze where this particular employee stands with respect to the requirements of the job. This will enable the manager to make some decisions based on what work the team members can do, and also help in scaling up the team on different levels. The next set of tiles we have is about performance management. Team performance journals, team performance goals, and team performance reviews help the manager navigate to the performance reviews of the employees. And the last tile we see is the open positions, direct reports. If a manager has an open position in his team, that will be available here, based on which he can discuss with the recruitment team, for example, to progress further. The next part of the manager self-service workspace has My Team information, where information of the team is organized in different tabs. The first tab is the summary tab, where the manager can have a brief overview of the employees in his team and also their direct reports, and the title of the position and the department. The manager can view details on each of them available here. So the manager can check all the certificates on Benjamin, or compensation, or courses, or reviews, or time off, loan items, performance goals, registered courses, skills, and also share a feedback from here. The manager has an option to view the indirect reports by clicking on View Team. So I, as a manager, am able to look at the direct reports of Benjamin Martin. In the similar way, on the other tabs, we have different options, such as position, for example, lists all the employees' position details and how many years they have been spending in that position. And in the same way, compensation information can be viewed from here. The leave and absence information can be viewed from here. Performance goals, for example, can be viewed on the next tab, and the reviews. This is a brief overview of manager self-service workspace, where the manager is able to view direct and indirect team information, view team compensation, approve leave from team members, view leave and absence details of the team, or manage team performance and conduct skill gap analysis. The next aspect of business continuity support from Dynamics 365 HR is focused on global analytics that is available on the application as a standard functionality. We will have a look at it on the system. So just like employee self-service, we have a workspace which is dedicated for HR admins within an organization that will help them navigate through their day-to-day work. Navigating to personal management workspace now. And we have a dedicated tab called Analytics on the personal management workspace, which consists of various reports with visualizations related to all the employees' data. The way this report is organized is it contains different visualizations on different tabs grouped together. For example, the first tab is the People Metrics tab, which shows headcount by department, headcount by FTE, and open positions by department. Some of these information are quite interesting from a recruitment standpoint. For example, the open positions by department can be quite interesting for a recruiter or the managers within the department. And in the same way, we have some numeric analytics, which are total headcount, total FTE, average employee tenure, ratio of female to male employees, and attrition. When we navigate to the other tabs, we find similar information organized based on different criteria. For example, here we see the headcount by department and by location, and headcount by manager and top 10 jobs. The next tab is about FTE analysis. This is similar to People Metrics, where we have FTE by department and FTE by top 10 jobs within the organization. Workforce demographics is a dedicated tab that supports demographical analysis. For example, headcount by age and gender, or headcount by department, which is based on the gender. And what we see here is the marital status, pie chart, veteran status, and ethnic background and language. So this is headcount based on ethnic background and languages spoken within the company. We have position analysis, which also lists a detailed view of employee information, which is based on departments and the position title and the assignment start date of the employees. One of the interesting aspects of HR is to analyze attrition and the reasons of attrition. So we have a standard analytics which lists attrition by department and reason, attrition by department and job, and attrition compared to this year versus last year by legal entity. Then we have people by department, which is an overview of all the employees within the organization split by department. One thing to highlight here is all these analytics can be expanded into a focus mode, for example, like this. And also, it is dynamic in nature, which is when I click on a particular visualization, a dynamic filter is applied on all the visualizations available in the report. Then we have seniority analysis, which will help us check the years of service and months of service against all the employees, which can be quite interesting to analyze if it's a big company. And then we have employee anniversaries. This can be used to organize employee celebrations or to check, for example, the benefits applicable after employees completed a certain years of service, etc. And also employee birthdays, which will give an overview of all the employees' birthday information split based on month and department. That was an overview of all the global analytics available on the personal management workspace. But in the same way, there are analytics that are available on all the workspaces. For example, if we consider employee development workspace, we have a set of analytics that are available and related to employee reviews, performance goals, and skills information. So what we see here is, for example, this is the skill-related information, and you can see that there are employees with Microsoft Dynamics AX skill with 53 employees, and also there are analytics which are employees by level and skill type, And you can see there are 80 skills within the organization. Employees at level 1 are 7, employees at level 5 or 81. So in this way, there are different analytics available that can help in decision making, in terms of learning, in terms of increasing the activities within certain teams for picking up new skills, etc. So we have skill profile and skill analysis. So there are a lot of visualizations available which can be explored and adopted to a HR team's requirement. The next topic in business continuity section is track employee information. Again, we will have a look at the system for a quick demo and then come back and review it for a summary. So what I'm doing is I'm navigating to the personal management workspace now. And there are different tabs organized in this workspace. For example, what we see in the first tab is the activity tab. Here you as a HR can see different recent activities on employees. For example, I can see who are the recently exited employees, and maybe there are some tasks that need to happen for them based on the checklist that are triggered. So I can navigate to the overdue task directly from here. Then we have something called as employee changes tab, which lists all the actions that have happened against the employee. The actions such as a hire, a termination, or a change in position, etc. And these can be quickly analyzed by adding filters on this view and also checking what type of action in what period of time, etc. So this kind of gives an overview of the latest employee changes that have happened. And in the same way, there can be some changes on the position, for example, a change in the manager or a change in the department. So all of that can be visualized from the position changes tab. Then we have something called as open position, which gives a global view of all the open positions within the company. And analytics tab we already had a look at. Then we have something called as expiring records, which is very critical from a HR standpoint to keep track of information. So here again, we have different tabs or fast tabs. And the first one is certificates fast tab, where as a HR, I can see that there are 2 employees whose certificates are expiring and it needs renewal. So there needs to be action based on this information. So all this information is making the HR and the employees go in a more proactive based decision making and move away from reactive based decision making. So in the same way, we have identification types that are expiring or employees who are completing probation in the next 30 days and screenings that are expiring as well. Just a quick summary. From a business continuity perspective, tracking employee information is a key within the company, and Dynamics 365 HR supports having an overview of the recent employee activity or employee in position changes or open positions, or have a look at all the expiring records. And also there's a way to track employee address changes in the last 30 days. This slide illustrates a brief overview of how security architecture of Dynamics 365 human resources work. It is similar to other Dynamics 365 applications. The authentication is done via Azure Active Directory with single sign-on and multi-factor authentication. And data is restricted from a security perspective based on legal entities. We move to the next topic, which is achieving GDPR compliance. There are some capabilities worth highlighting, like embedding the legal and privacy URL of the company that can help with GDPR compliance, and also including some additional fields to capture employee consent that can be beneficial as well. In most scenarios, we explore the capabilities of the standard solution and the extensions based on the customer requirements of GDPR compliance and come up with the most optimum solution. Just a quick overview of what I meant by embedding the legal and privacy URL. So what we are looking at is when a user is logged into the system, the user can navigate to about, and then there are two URLs that can be embedded. For example, when I click on organization's legal terms, it opens Microsoft.com because I've embedded that URL. And in the same way, you can embed a privacy URL, which is now the forvision.com URL. So this is something interesting and can be used in some of the scenarios to achieve what is needed by a customer's requirement. There are other business continuity areas that can be interesting. For example, leave and absence management, managing employee performance, managing compensation of employees, and benefits. I will write about them in my blog and also discuss about them in the future community events. So please watch out for my blog and LinkedIn articles for the updates. A special note about the latest feature from Microsoft, which is trending in the customer and consultant communities, is the Teams app for Dynamics 365 Human Resources with chatbot capabilities. This helps the employee submit a leave request directly from Teams app and also gives a very good overview of employees' leave balance within the Teams app directly. I've written a short blog about it. Please click on the link on the slide, which will navigate to the blog post from my end. Have a look at it, and it sounds quite exciting. With this, I'm nearing to the end of my session. A quick recap of the key takeaways are: Dynamics 365 analytics capabilities help the executive office get a global overview of data. It helps companies to be compliant with data secured based on legal entities and adhere to GDPR. It improves employee engagement with transparent data and employee self-service capability. It empowers managers to lead the way with enhanced information of the team and drive performance. It analyzes critical data such as headcount, FTE, leave and absence, compensation to make data-driven decisions. It helps in predicting the organization needs based on the data and align your workforce to reach a more stable and predictable future. Dynamics 365 Human Resources will help you achieve a digital feedback loop with the employees in your organization and drive improved performance and employee engagement. A special thanks to Forvision for providing the opportunities to explore ever-improving Microsoft business applications space. Next to Microsoft for supporting and inspiring the community and also empowering us to learn something new every day. 365 Saturday team for organizing this event and many others, especially to Mario for the support that it is. A quick reference URLs that can be of help to read further about digital feedback loop and Power Platform architecture. And if you want to contact me, you can write to me on my email or reach out to me on LinkedIn. Last but not the least, a special thanks to all the partners who are supporting 365 Saturday team and making all these events successful. Thank you.